Yo, what's up? Hey, welcome back to the house, man. Thank y'all for stopping back by and chopping it up with us. Man, as always, y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Roughhouse Boxing TV. And gotta send a big salute out to the whole LDBC. Another special salute out to my whole block fam out there. Uh, and also one more big solid salute to the Houston Hard Hitters, man. What I'm saying? Everybody that I rock out with, man, that rock out with me, man. But yeah, this video is the post fight um, reaction breakdown video for the Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner fight that was Saturday night on Showtime PBC pay-per-view. Um, Good fight, good fight. Gotta say that I enjoyed it. Um, I had my hesitations. I didn't know if I wanted to. In my mind, was it really a pay-per-view worthy fight? You know, um, I had reservations about spending at 74.99, but I went ahead and did it. I bought the pay-per-view. Was gonna stream it, but didn't want to have to worry about streams not working and buffering and pausing and stalling out and all that stuff. So I just bit the bullet and bought the pay per view, man. But yeah, it was what it was. Pretty decent card, all around. And the main event fight was a pretty good fight. So as we know, Manny Pacquiao was victorious by unanimous decision over Adrian Broner, much to Adrian Broner's dismay, and he voiced his displeasure in the decision. But yeah, got a few notes as always. So let's go into it. It's gonna be real short and sweet, man. We'll go into the good, the bad, and whatever else. So the good for Pac-Man. He had a high work rate and a high punch output. He let his hands go, punches and bunches. And AB should have taken a page out of that book, you know. But yeah, he let his hands go, and that was instrumental in him winning the fight. So that was what it was. Good combo punches, especially when he was trying to get in, and this kind of ties into my next one, which is he was able to close the distance in many instances on AB, and he was able to get in tight and get in close and get the body punching and combo punching to the head, get all of that off. But when he was using those combo punches to work his way in, because when the punches were coming at AB, AB did one of two things. Either he would step around and check hook, or he would just step straight back if he was like against the ropes or whatever, and then he would just put on the earmuffs and put up the high guard, and there really wouldn't be much offense coming if Manny was able to get in on him and close the distance and start working. Man, he was automatically thinking about escape routes, but really no return fire when Manny was able to get in close to him. Manny was able to time AB's head movements later on in the fight, and we saw that with the big I think it was a left hook that he caught AB with and had him stumbling back. But even later than that in the fight, there was a time or two where he was able to get AB on the ropes, and he was able to shoot that straight left through and follow that with combination punches. And those were some big shots that kind of stunned AB and just had him looking raggedy out there. In the words of Trey X, raggedy as a roach up against the ropes. And Manny was able to get his work off and have his big moments in the fight. Pac took a few big shots from AB, and he stayed upright, man. AB caught him with a I want to say it was a straight right over the jab, a counter right over the jab of Manny, and caught him flush on the side of the head. And you could see it made his knees buckle. He dropped for a second. He dropped about almost a foot, and he had to come back up, tapped his gloves, and got right back on it. So he recovered well from the big shots that he took from AB. And yeah, that was the good. We're going to the bad. Pac-Man came in a lot with his head down, and he got caught with check hooks. When he was doing that, a lot of times he get caught with that check hook from AB. Wasn't able to sit down on as many punches as he could have. A lot of the punches, although they were scoring punches and they were coming off rapid fire and punches and bunches, they were primarily arm punches. But the punches that he did, he was able to sit down on and connect. Uh, they were they had an effect on AB, and they made him normally get out of dodge and get on that bicycle and move. See, hand speed has slowed down. His hand speed is considerably slower than the Manny Pacquiao of days of old. Although he would still present a problem to a lot of fighters nowadays. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I think he would have stopped Adrian Broner. Due to uh, the power in his punches along with the speed of his punches. I think it would have overwhelmed AB, but that's not this Manny Pacquiao that we're seeing. So, AB was able to slip and evade a lot of those shots that weren't landing, um, because he was able to see them coming, and he was able to react in time. And part of that is a testament to AB and his reflexes and his upper body movement or his footwork or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you can still tell that Manny's hands aren't as fast as they used to be. All right, now we go to AB. Um, AB had nice counter punching in spots. I gave that example of the counter straight right over Manny's jab that scored and landed big and flush. Those check hooks were pretty evident and on display throughout the course of the night. When Manny would rush in with the combinations, when he wasn't able to touch Broner, and Broner was able to step around. When he stepped around, he would normally step around with that counter left hook, check hook. And yeah, which goes into my next point. Used check left hook well and had success with it. There were many spots during the fight where that check left hook landed, and I don't know if it had Manny second guessing about coming in, because he never seemed like he wanted to stop coming in, but you could see on his face that he was paying the price for coming in, especially coming in with his head down like he was. You know, um, the jab and the straight right were also effective weapons for AB when he let them go, and when he felt confident enough. Because especially in the second half of the fight, after he took that big left hook for a while, almost a round and a half, he was really, really tentative, and he put his hands in his pockets and didn't want to let him go. But early in the fight, the jab was working. He sprinkled the straight right in there a time or two, not as much as I would like, because Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw. I'm sorry. He's a southpaw, and that's a good straight right is a very effective weapon when you're facing a southpaw. Good footwork and movement throughout the fight. His footwork was able to get him out of and keep him out of a lot of potential danger in that fight. Um, he was able to work the outskirts of the ring, good lateral movement. He was able to step around on Manny a lot when Manny would come in, or even when he was able to, you know, when AB was able to get his work off on Manny, he would dot, and then he would step off on him. Real nice, real smooth, real fluidly, and it looked good. Um, and AB showed good punch resistance, because along with that big left hook, there were, like I said earlier, there were a few shots later on in the rounds, in the later rounds of that fight, that was some nice flush shots, and he stayed on his feet. He stayed upright. That's a testament to his chin, a testament to his toughness, um, a testament to his mettle. So got to give him props for that. All right, on to the bad. punch output was still not high enough. That's been the story of Adrian Broner's, the last half of Adrian Broner's career. Ever since the Marcus Maidana fight, he does not let his hands go. His punch rate, his work rate is not high enough. And there are some of these guys that he could have walked down, if he would just let his hands go. And I told y'all, I'm not living in the land of make believe anymore. I'm tired of what if, he might, maybe. Nah, he got to show me. And he didn't show me that his punch output was increased by any kind of significant number or percentage. Didn't impose his will on Pac-Man enough. There was a couple of spots where he seemed to be taking a fight to Pac-Man, but they were few and far in between. And I think if he would have done that, Broner is the bigger man of the two. Broner does pack a wallop in his punches, and I think if he would have just taken it to Manny, a bit more, that could have swayed and swung things in his favor. The momentum of the fight could have dramatically shifted, on his side. But he didn't do that, so it didn't happen. Didn't fight well on the ropes. Whenever Manny got him on the ropes, there wasn't much return fire. Most of the time, he just put on the earmuffs and the high guard, and he just kind of went to the shell and tried to wait until Manny gave him an opening, an exit to escape. But he was looking for the fire exit every time he was on the ropes, and didn't fight well off the ropes at all. All right. Now, in conclusion, once again, got to reiterate, it was a good fight. Had highs and lows, ebbs and flows for both fighters. Both fighters look good in spots. Both fighters look not so good in spots. Was it worth $74.99? In hindsight, maybe not. But like I said, I did it anyway. And I actually had the fight scored a draw. I had two even rounds in there. There were close rounds for both. And I'll be honest with you, if anybody wants to say that, nah, you should have scored round so and so and so and so for AB, or nah, you should have scored round so and so and so and so for Pac-Man, I couldn't argue, because a lot of those, or a number of those rounds were close rounds where fighters, were able to shine. They were able to get their work off. They were able to do good things. I just think Manny Pacquiao, because of his punch rate, because of his work rate, he was able to influence the judges more. That he was throwing and landing and connecting punches, and a lot of those punches probably weren't hard, but they were scoring blows. So. AB's got to get that dog in him to where he goes out and he takes the fight, and makes it to where there's no question. If the fighter is out there wanting to throw a bunch of punches, AB's got to throw hard enough shots to make that dude, think twice about trying to rush in and throw those punches. Make his opponent, put his hands in his pockets, and be like, ooh, man, the last time I went in there, I paid the price for going in there with AB. And AB doesn't do that. He wants to sit back, and he wants to be the slick counter puncher, and he wants to wait for opponents to initiate their offense so he can get something off in return. And AB's the type of fighter that normally he transitions pretty well from offense to defense, and he did that in spurts in this fight, but he can't rely on that all the time. Sometimes he has to be the one to initiate the fight, initiate the offense, be first, and establish his dominance. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao over Adrian Broner by unanimous decision. And that's what that is. And we're on to the next one, man. We got Keith One-Time Thurman versus Josecito Lopez coming up on the 26th. So yeah, this coming Saturday. More fights coming. It's Boxmas. That's all I can say. This year is a boxing fan's dream. It's like Christmas for boxing fans. Almost every week, man, we got big fights coming down the pipe, man. So let's keep it going, man. And hey, shout out, salute to Marlo's Corner, the homies Trey X and Marlo for that good play-by-play, blow-by-blow commentary, man. Best in the business, man. Got to tip my cap to them as always. You know, rocking out on the corner is always a good time. Everybody else that was watching the fight, that was in the chat, you know, salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all stopping by and rocking with us on the corner. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Anything else? Hey, salute to the whole LDBC. Salute to my block fam. That's Marlo's Corner with Trey X. That's Legendary Top Cats. Main Boxing Biker, El Fenici, Chris Rayner. You know, everybody else that come through and rock out with us on the corner, man. Salute to the Houston Hard Hitters. You know what I'm saying? And as always, I am that boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing TV. Hey, smash the like button for this video. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this to your social media platforms. Let somebody else see how we doing it over here at the house, and let them peek their head in the door, see what's going on, and maybe there'll be a repeat visitor, man. But that's all I got. So yeah, y'all can go ahead and get on out the house now. Gee.